guys, my name is Haya Kantina. In this video, I would like to share with you guys a story from Japan about a lonely farmer and a creative kid. So let's start. It was winter, the fields were covered with snow, and the winding river was so frozen so thickly that you could walk on it. A poor farmer was returning home along the river bank when he heard a noise from inside a frosted thicket. He understood right away that it was wonderful, and his first thought that it would make an easy catch to take home and boil it in his pot. But when he parted the twigs and underground, he found such a beautiful bird that he did not have the heart to kill it. It was a crane whose head had been pierced by an arrow. He pulled out the shaft and put some bombs into the wound. Then the crane spread out its wings and soared into the sky. The farmer returned to his home and half a bowl of rice and went to the bed as soon as it was dark, as there was nothing else to do. And in early hours the morning he heard a tapping sound in his door. At his first thought it was a wind. Then he wondered if it was a ghost. His son, grasping a great knife, was ready for a robber, but he was utterly unready for the face of a beautiful girl. In fact, she was so lovely that she was quite startled. He was so simply amazed that anyone could be so gorgeous, let alone standing at his door. He let the girl in. She slept on his bed, while he lay on the ashes of the fire. After she had stayed with him for 3 days and 3 nights, he finally found the word to ask her to marry him, though he never expected her to accept. The girl replied that he had come to his door hoping that he would ask the very question, and she gladly accepted. Just recently, I was poor, lonely, and wretched. Now I'm still poor, but God gave me happiness. The winter was long and hard. The couple ran out of rice to take the edge of their hunger. The farmer said, "What are we to do now? I have no food, no money, and nothing we can sell." He himself was on the brink of tears, and he expected his wife would either grow angry with him for failing to provide for them both, or to break down into substance. This he thought was the end of their happiness. Instead, she smiled and said, "Dear husband, do not worry or fret. I will weave a cloth, and you shall take it and sell it to the market. Whatever you do, please do not come in." Some hours later, she came out of the room carrying a beautiful cloth. It was embroidered with flowers and birds, and was so beautiful that it was fit for a princess. The next day, farmer took it to the market and sold it for a great sum. The couple had enough money to last them for several winters. But when you have money, there is tendency to spend. You forget how you careful, and you buy whatever you want, and you pay the price that are sometimes over the odds. In short, the money ran out, and once again the couple were poor. The farmer was again on the edge of despair, but his wife said, "Do not fret, I will weave the clothes once again. I will go into the back room and work, but whatever you do, do not peep until I come out." While his wife weaved, the farmer sat and wondered how he had been so fortunate to have found such a woman, one so lovely, one so loved him, and one who was able to weave a cloth out of nothing. He recalled how she had turned up on his door in the winters of night, and he thought about how little he knew or understood who she was, why she had only come to him, or how she weaved the clothes. He lived with her, he loved her, and yet he hardly knew her. At last, his curiosity overcame him. He opened the door and peeped in through the crack. And this is what he saw. It was his wife, but not a woman. She was the queen that he saved from the thicket. On the floor was intricate pattern of feathers, and as she worked, she pulled yet more feathers from her own fur. The cause to her was pain and loss of her own plumage, but she was ready to inflict this on herself from him. Suddenly the birds looked up and saw him. She let out a cry that singled tears from her eye. She flapped her wings and flew up away out through the hole in the roof that served in the chimney and the kotek. That was the last poor farmer ever saw the grateful crane who had become his wife, and who had plucked feathers from her own field to keep him from poverty. He never married again, lived on the end of his days alone. So that's all about the story. I hope that you can enjoy this story and put the value about the story. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.